guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. If this is the first time stopping by, hey there, don't be a stranger. My name is Kelechi, and on this channel I have with me two beautiful shorties. And I'm going to let them I'm going to let them introduce themselves right now. Okay, so let's start with so actually I'm going to start with the way it's on my screen. So Phoebe is next on my screen. So Phoebe,
Okay.
please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Phoebe and I have a channel on life in Germany. We do mostly legal, updates, and we try to explain the German laws and bureaucratic, brouhaha and wahala on my page.
Mm.
And what else? I've been here for the past 20 years, almost 21
Wow.
now. I grew up here partly,
Wow.
partly in Ghana. I'm a West African proudly.
Yeah.
And what else? Everything that you need to know, go on my channel, you'll find it, or ask Kelechi, she'll tell you.
Just go on a channel and see for yourself, as a matter of fact. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Ada,
I,
your
I
turn.
can. Okay, so hey guys, my name is Ada of Ada's Place. My channel name is Ada's Place, and I also create content around my life in Germany, especially when it comes to migrating to Germany, either as a student or as an employee, or even how to look for a job, all the fun stuff. And we also do vlogs here,
Hmm.
because in as much as we're serious, we're also unserious at some point.
Yeah, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I really love that for you, Ada, because I've tried that vlog thing, eh? You people that do vlogs, I'm low-key jealous of you guys because I don't know how you do it and continue. If I decide to vlog, I forget at some point. I just forget that I'm vlogging, and then things that are interesting or worth sharing have actually passed. I'm like, there's no need, and I'll delete the clip. So when I see you guys who actually vlog and put your heart and soul to it, just you guys are doing a good job. I have to admit.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
True.
But lives are not that interesting. We just post it like that. We'll watch.
those who watch, you watch eventually. The target audience will find you somehow.
Exactly. Exactly.
All
So
right. So
yeah.
you guys, I don't think I need any introducing. If you're new on my channel, welcome and just go through the channel. Like I said, don't be a stranger. If you like what you see here, then subscribe to the channel and to the channels of my friends as well. Okay. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the reality of being a business owner in Germany, the reality of starting a business. What does it entail? Is it friendly to you as an immigrant in Germany? Should you do it? Should you not do it? What exactly do you need to know? So, for all of that and more, this is the video where we're going to be talking about that. So, you guys, my first question to you is, or have you ever? I think you both have businesses. There's no point asking if you've ever considered starting businesses because I know that the both of you are business moguls alongside your 9 to 5. I'm correct,
Yeah.
Good.
It's in
So,
Jesus' name.
you say you claim it. See this one. So, but now the thing is, like, what inspired you to start that business? When did you start that business? And what kind of business is that exactly? Any of you can start.
Maybe I let you go first. You stayed here for
I
20
did.
years.
That's why you ask me what inspired you to start. Is it not money?
Oh, that is actually very no, because no, the truth is that yeah, money is there, but some people also have. I mean, there are
Okay.
some other reasons why people could start businesses, but of course, money is top on the list. And some people
Aside
would
the
not want to
fact
start
that
a
my name
business
is
in Germany.
Adebo, the girl born on top of money.
Okay.
Money attracts you. Money is my friend. Money
Mm,
knows me.
Business.
In
I love
fact,
that
money and I we
manifestation.
are like this,
Maybe
bestie.
you send me that
Oh my.
manifestation.
Come again.
You would send me this manifestation so that every morning I'll be manifesting it to myself. I love money. Money is my
Yes,
best friend.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll do that. Oh, okay, hold on. I've done something wrong. Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I didn't plan to start a business. I'll be honest as it is.
Okay.
My business came in pursuing my passions. So I
Mm.
run two businesses. First one is the one I didn't think I would start as a business, which was life in Germany content. It
Mm-hmm.
started as a passion because 2020, when the George Floyd issue came up, that's when I started content creation. I wanted to talk
Mm.
about life in Germany, where I discovered that the reason why a lot of these hate crimes are going on, or a lot of this ignorance is going on, because we have this doppelparallele Gesellschaft. So we have the African, I'm going to talk from the African point of view.
Mm-hmm.
We have the
Yeah,
African
yeah.
society in Germany and the white German society on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, how do I how do we solve this problem? By breaking down the barriers. So that's why I talk about language. That's why I try to explain German societal and cultural rules and all of this. That's why I started the channel. So as I started, I made some purchases. One thing about me is, in as much as I love money, I believe that money is supposed to make my life easier. So
Mhm.
I splurged on my hobby then. So I bought myself a new not just first I bought used cameras, and I went to the new camera. And before you knew it, you're spending thousands on a hobby. And as someone who is still trying to get money back, I tried to declare it in my taxes. That was when the tax office was like, Madam, what are you doing?
Mm.
And that was what led me into. I read up on it. I consulted, and then I registered the Phoebe Way as a business.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
that's how that started. And then some of you also may know that I'm a legal interpreter, and in as much as it wasn't immediately my 9 to 5, that also started as a hobby. But
Mm.
the legal interpreter doesn't have to be registered as a business because you are automatically self-employed, and it's a different type of business or work structure, so that doesn't have to be registered, but you still have to apply some business rules and how to be cost effective, how to market yourself, and somehow these two businesses kind of merge into each other, because at the heart of it all is still Phoebe, who wants to help immigrants, Phoebe who wants to make life
Mm.
in Germany easy for immigrants, and all of that. So that's how mine started. It started with the passion, yes, and then money was second, I will admit. Money was
Mm.
second. But as the money is coming in, it helps to, oil and lubricate the path.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes total sense. And what about you?
For me, to be honest, the way my business is,
Mm.
even me, I'm trying to find my niche. I
Mhm.
follow I follow the money wherever it goes. The passion,
Okay.
of course, but then the money together with the passion, so that the race will be quicker. But the thing that actually made mine start was, of course, Ada's Place as a channel on social media page and all of that. I started during COVID. I was a student then, and everything was locked down. I was looking for a different thing to do apart from just being how do you say, being online for school and also being online for work as well.
Mm.
And then I started the channel. Then I didn't even know what I was talking about. I was talking about 10,000 different things. And then at some point, at some point at work, because I was working as a working student at the time, at some point at work, I realized, a lot of things I'm learning here, a lot of the African people, like they probably don't know this because I didn't know it before I came. Yeah. And then I realized that there was this knowledge gap between those in Africa and those in Germany. Some people, they wanted to settle in, people, they are students like myself, they just wanted to find their way around because the system here is completely different from what we have over there. And I started creating content around studies, how to get your tax ID, all this bureaucratic stuff that's
Mm.
are not very straightforward for people to
Yeah.
understand. And then from there, I started even exploring other things. However, when I registered the business was when I attempted to go into Amazon.
Mm.
I, yeah, I did that for a while. It didn't work, by the way, but
Mm. Your business
that was
registration didn't work?
no, the registration worked. They'll
And that
always
is so
register you.
candid.
Yes,
Okay.
so I sell insurances. I do my other space social media content, and then Amazon right now is dead. We don't know if we're going to bring it back to life. But yeah, these are the two things I do.
Okay.
Mm, interesting. Well, for me, I started content creation very similar to what Ada does, very, very similar to what she does. I started content creation sometime in 2021. And as a matter of fact, two things inspired it. Actually, I should have started this thing far back in 2019 because when I came into Germany and the first picture I posted 3 months after arrival, my phone was buzzing because I was like the first in my set then to leave Nigeria immediately after
Mm,
our bachelor's degree. So everybody wanted to know how I did it and how to like basically for me to teach them, coach them. But at the time, I was still trying to get my feet in the soil and everything. So
mm,
maybe if I started doing it during COVID, I could have. But then I think after COVID, a lot of things even like turned upside down as far as
Mhm.
coming to Germany was concerned. But I actively started creating content in 2021, and I thought to myself, okay, why not monetize them? Because too many people were, in my DMs, writing me emails, wanting actual help. And I thought, okay, this actually means taking out time from my personal, like, schedule, right, to do this. So why not monetize it? Because I'm not Father Christmas at the end of the day. From everybody writing me, they want, so many people want you to even literally even tell you, please give me a list of the schools. Bro, if I'm gonna
Wow.
give it, yes,
Yeah.
I get such emails on DMs. Give me a list of schools that don't accept tuition. Even when I send them the dad website, it's not enough for them. So I'm like, okay, you know what? If you want me to spoon feed you, pay me. Some do, some don't. So even though, like, I wasn't very consistent with it because of work, school, and everything, so I haven't registered my business because I'm not testing like that kind of money that will make me go and pay taxes, because we're going to come to that later, shall we?
Yeah.
Generally, what do you guys think is the perception of the business climate as far as immigrants are concerned in Germany?
Hmm.
It's very promising.
Okay, you think
It's
so?
promising. Okay, let me explain from my perspective. So,
Yeah.
not only I'm a second generational business owner in Germany because my late mom had an African store, right?
Okay.
And I'll always say, if you want to cater to Africans, look for the largest population.
Mm,
And that, thankfully, is very close because they are loud and everywhere Nigerians, okay?
mm,
Everything Nigerians need, and you can provide it, please, loud it as well. Because one thing Nigerians love is comfort.
mm,
And comfort for them is within their identity. So, food. And that was what we're doing those days, African store. So, our main clients, or a lot of them, were Nigerians then. And it helped us because my mom was half Nigerian. So when it came to people asking her, oh, I want ogbono, I want egusi, I want this, I want that, it was very easy for her to switch because her mother had
mm,
taught her all these things. And she
mm,
would call her mom and be like, oh, mama, what do I do? How do I get this? What is this? And my grandma too was more like a Pan-African. She can tell you what Edo people do. She can tell you what Hausa people do. She can tell you what Yorubas do, you know? So
wow.
that really helped us in our business that time. But as time would have it, as time goes on, you start diversifying and then something else takes over.
Mm,
But that time we were leaving the African store business. That was when a lot of Africans were coming in from Italy.
mm,
That was 2014, 2015 when the switch was happening. A lot of them were coming from Italy to Germany. So that was when I would say I saw the African food business booming, but we didn't have the capacity to carry through. So we stopped because then I also started uni. I needed more time to concentrate. But it was just me and my mom doing everything. And when we had other things to do, we just had to say, okay, you know what? Let's stop this and concentrate on other things. And it
mm,
helped, okay?
yeah.
And that is it. So if you are thinking about numbers, now the numbers are higher than it was 20 years ago. And
Okay.
a lot of Africans are coming to Germany also to really stay here for, like, a lot of Africans are coming here with a plan to stay and succeed and
Long
go home.
term. Mm-hmm.
And those first generation of Africans who were saving every time and being so being misers about their money because they don't want to go home without building a house and everything. It's changing. A lot of Africans are
Mm,
also ready to stay in Germany and build property. Like they want to live and live
mm,
well.
mm,
And a lot of Africans are like you and Ada, who came here educated, doing well, doing better jobs, being paid better money. So the money also is rising. And even though they are coming in and they are still, being paid better and everything, you always have something you can sell to them.
mm,
For example, there are people living in Germany who want to get married outside Germany, maybe in Denmark. I offer such service. If you want to get married in Denmark, come to me. We'll file the application together. I'll coach you through it. I'll tell you where to go after that. Da, 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 da. This is a niche that a lot of people do not have or do not know, but
yeah.
they need it because they want to get married quick. Because maybe the other spouse might be Nigerian, but he's Nigerian German, and the other
Mm,
one is Nigerian, and
mm,
then it's going to be easier for them to get married in Denmark, something like that. So the in German we say the Kaufkraft, like their power of buying, is also rising. So for
mm,
me, I think that it's going to look better and better with time. It can get better if you identify what the needs are and you meet them in our market.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely I completely agree as well. I mean, I feel like the African community that are currently in Germany, there is more awareness now, because the first time you talk about business, they're like, ah, you want to pay that. And the taxes are there, don't get me wrong. But I feel people are beginning to take the risks more. They are beginning to see that you pay taxes, however, you still make some money at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day. And it's also a good way to diversify your income,
Mm-hmm.
because hmm, let's not go into that. The way the with the way the job market is, it's
Mm-hmm.
not very reliable. A lot of companies are laying off, blah blah blah. And
Mm.
so if you have a business that you can fall back on, it's a two-factor authentication,
You
just for
know,
yourself
yeah,
and your family. Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, and there's also a lot of, or there are more information now that are not just in German about how to, register a business, how to start a business. A lot of content creators are now creating more content on, doing the taxing, because at first people were very afraid of taxes. I was also very afraid of taxes and the finance. To be honest, whenever I receive a letter from them, it's like I go into a slight panic attack. But
Very,
because
very.
I know that I know that 99% of the time, money is going to leave my pocket. Yeah, because we have to pay one thing or the other. However, I also find it more empowering to know that I can actually call them and tell them, hey, this money you're asking me to pay, I actually don't have it to. Can you people stop that letter from reaching my house? So
Mhm.
so really, I feel like the future is going to even be brighter for people that want to start businesses, have businesses in Germany. And yeah, the sky is wide for everyone. So yeah.
Yeah, like this thing you just said now about finance and sending you stuff, even when you've not. I don't know why they do that thing here in Germany. Like sending you. Okay, I'm going to come. I hope I remember this point, but I just wanted to touch on my own perception, right, of
Mm.
businesses for immigrants in Germany. The first one you already mentioned, like taxes. I've always been of the opinion that they use taxes to discourage small medium scale entrepreneurs. How do you say, like SMEs, like small businesses, so to say. I feel like they use taxes are like a bottleneck for people who want to go into entrepreneurship in Germany. And another thing too is I feel like if I have to start a business in Germany, like an actual business, not just the whole immigration thingy, like for those who are outside, if I want to start a business in Germany, I wouldn't want to just target the African audience. I would want a business that would target as many races as possible in the country. That's the truth. So I feel like that could be like I mean, that's my perception, okay? Like Africans alone, this thing I've noticed about our people, like if an African knows that you are rendering a certain service here, and they know someone, an Asian, a German, whoever, that's sure not you offering that service, they'll rather patronize them than patronize you. So that for me, like with this perception, I mean, it's almost going to be like I have to, think properly about what sort of business I want to go into that wouldn't just have Africans as my target audience. And now, speaking of taxes, like Ada said, I tried once as well. I mean, there are some products that my husband and I sell, and we've tried once with Amazon, trying to put out stuff on Amazon. And just like you, it fell through. And
So why were you laughing, Phoebe?
it fell through for some reason. I
Sorry,
don't know
ma.
why. Amazon is just somehow with selling. So
It's
that's why
somehow really.
it's very somehow. So that's why I feel like with eBay, I think it's easier on eBay and even what's this other app called again? Like Etsy. Even though on Etsy I haven't really made a sale on Etsy, but on eBay it comes like it trickles, right? Maybe because I haven't done like proper ads and everything. And like as a family, we have a registered business. But as an individual, we're not doing like individual business, but as a family, yes. So we have once received a letter from finance arm asking us to pay when no sales was made that year. And I'm like, how? We should make it make sense. Make it make
Okay.
sense that you are asked to pay taxes when there was
It doesn't
obviously
make
still made.
sense that they would ask you to pay. So the thing is, if you don't declare your taxes, they would estimate for you.
Exactly.
So that is why automatically there's going to be that estimate, and then you would have to be the one to tell them that, hey, I actually made losses.
Hmm.
And that's why I encourage you to register your business immediately, because the first few years, as content creators, the truth is we don't make money in the first few years. It is when you have built your community, you have built your audience, then brands see you being consistent within your niche or whatever they feel like you built a good rapport on, to advertise for them or something that people would come to you. That's when you start making money. So those few years of, I think those first 2-3 years of the Phoebe Way being registered, I was just using the losses to reduce my tax burden. So you are making more from Phoebe as an interpreter, you're making more from Miss, Phoebe in the office and everything. But then the loss that you're making from the Phoebe Way, use it to I'm not even going to be shy about it, because now by God's grace, we are making pluses. But in the beginning, you take advantage of that. And I would implore you, when you start a business in Germany, if you can't afford the tax advisor service immediately, make connections with people who are working with tax advisors, for example.
Okay.
For you to be able to asking those simple questions. Of course, they'll tell you only gevel. I'm telling you this. It's up to you how you use it. I'm not taking any liability.
Yeah.
But read up on it. As Ada said, now things are more accessible in English.
Yeah.
So read up on it and don't be shy. Listen, Finance Amt can be your friend if you don't have anything to be afraid of.
Yeah.
And there are certain, they have a way of defining businesses, okay? The moment you know that you are making this business to make profits, giving Erzielungsabsicht, then actually you are required to file your taxes and declare them. Sobald you gewinn Erzielungsabsicht Eintritt bein, and it's not just a hobby, Liebhaberei, where you are doing, in the beginning, for me, it was Liebhaberei because I was just making content. And I realized that this content is cost to know.
Yeah.
Then it's crossed from Liebhaberei to giving it to a real business, from a hobby to a business. Then this is how you can ask yourself, with this, knowing that you want to make it a sustainable business, you have a future plan for it, everything. All these are pluses for Finance Amt to say that, Madam, give us more money. And one thing I don't really worry about too much when I'm paying tax in Germany is that I see the evidence of the taxes most of the times. At least the roads are straight or they are smooth. At least the things that the tax money is supposed to do, it's doing. Okay, it's not like I'm paying taxes, I'm not getting anything from it. You get at least something. Police is on the road. At least some kind of security is there. Some kind of safety is there. So I kind of balance it. And the point you made with trying to make your business, cross ethnic, how do I put it? Like, you have bigger audience and everything.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, but it also requires more from you. So if you want to be able to give the business to everybody, your German also has to be on point. That because you are in Germany and most of the people that you want to reach are going to be German, and you need that German as a common language, for example. And the more you are opening the business to more people, the more you also have work to do. So,
or at least more immigrants,
Yes. But when you say, okay, I want just West African immigrants, I want just Africa, sub-Saharan immigrants, you know that it's either French or English. And as my French not too good, I try to speak either with them if they are from Togo or Benin. But if they are not from any of these countries, then I just will speak German, for example. But it makes it easier for me. And since it's a side hustle, I cannot put in that much effort. So it also helps me as a seeding method or seeding mechanism to say, nice, sorry, leider keine Kapazität, sorry, I can't take this, because I can't give it 100% as I'm supposed to. But when I'm dealing with Nigerians, I'm dealing with Ghanaians, it's easier for me. And the fact that they would rather go to the Asian person that's come to me is some part internalized racism. That's why I say, if I see myself as competent and as adequate to do something, the same way I regard Kelechi, the same way I regard Ada, you get it. But because I know that I feel that because I am inadequate, my next black person is going to be, you have actually imbibed that racial training that they was giving to you, that, black person cannot amount to much. and then you also project it. But as you see Phoebe like this, Phoebe is capable, Phoebe is confident, Phoebe can do everything that she puts her mind to, Phoebe is diligent. And of course, Kelechi can. If Phoebe can do it, why can't Kelechi do it? Why can't Ada do it? So I put that same faith in my next person, whether black or white, you know? And for me, sometimes I believe that what is the factor is going to be the cost. So that's what I would depend on the situation. Cost. Okay, so if you are too cheap, they'll be like, she's not going to be 100%. If you are too expensive, they will go away. But there's some people who don't even care about that. They just look at what the package entails and they come for it. And another thing too is I believe some people would rather not work with their fellow black person because some of us also, as business owners, we don't have manners, we don't have ethics. In my line of work, in all my hustles that I'm doing, confidentiality is number one. I cannot go to court and come back to tell you what I saw in court as an interpreter. I cannot come and tell you what my clients have told me. I might share maybe what the issue is about, but you shouldn't be able to trace that it was person A or person B or XYZ. You get it? So when you finish dealing with your client, keep your mouth shut. That's another thing, because I see it a lot where we would come and then I'll hear things like even sometimes in churches, somebody was a counselor, and after that thing,
imagine they use it to do testimony.
So yeah, those are the points I wanted to say. Sorry, Kelechi, I'm taking too much of the time.
No worries, no problem. So, from your opinion or experience, do you think that Germany is too bureaucratic for Europeans, for entrepreneurs? Do you think that Germany is too bureaucratic for entrepreneurs? And if yes, how so?
It is too bureaucratic because for you to even start the business, you are also in the amount of research you do for your product, and the amount of research you do for the legal aspect. Probably the legal aspect is even higher.
More.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's another thing. When you're talking about trying to reach more audience or trying to reach more customers, I tried this last year to reach more clients outside Germany. And one of my clients is from Switzerland. Do you know how much research I've done to make sure that the money I'm getting is not subject to VAT in Germany or subject to VAT in Switzerland? How do I deal with income tax, blah, 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 blah. And because I don't want to pay a tax advisor yet, I have to do all these things and take the laws, read everything. Sometimes I have to be reading EU contracts. I'm like, Phoebe, you are too cheap. Like, seriously.
I think I'm even... No, sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say, I think I'm even cheap. At least you can understand German.
So yeah, sometimes it really can break your passion or your energy that you have for the business. But who money calls in with a good tone, as in if it's clean money, you respond. You know, so that's it. You have to plan better. Because I remember when it comes to Umsatzsteuer, I remember one time I did my Umsatzsteuer for Anmeldung and then they returned the money back to me saying it's not yet time to pay. I spent the money, Sha.
And they give them money and that's something about Germany. Oh my God.
I have, I was like, you know what? If this money sits in my account, Coach will call me. Kate Spade will call me. Let me just give you all your money. They sent it back, honey. I said, what is not yet? I said, okay.
That's interesting.
And you see, that's one thing. That's one thing that I somehow appreciate about the German bureaucratic, system, is that even though they are very strict, they are also very honest. So, for example, when I first started my own, I was already doing content and I was already selling insurances and doing all these things before I now went to register. Actually, I went to register because I was supposed to declare taxes. And then, first of all, they fined me for late registration. So that was when I started seeing the shege that was involved.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Well, and then I paid. And then I also realized that, of course, as Phoebe said, they would always estimate based on the income. So for me, immediately I filed my taxes, they now kind of estimated what my next taxes would be, and then they started charging me that. And At first I felt like I was only going to declare my taxes every year, the
Mm-hmm.
way we do with our income and
Income, yeah,
everything.
income taxes, yeah.
Yeah, but with businesses, depending on the kind of business you have, you probably would start filing every month and then they increase it to every quarter.
Mm.
Right now, I
You mean
file
the
taxes.
VAT,
Yeah,
the
right
Umsatzsteuer,
now,
yeah.
the Umsatzsteuer, exactly. Right now, I file every quarter, and then I still do the income tax every year. So it's like it's me, EFSA tool, and one other tool like that that I use back
Mm-hmm.
to back, you know.
Mm.
And then at first when I was earning a lot, right now things, of course, business is always, it's like a wave. Sometimes things are up,
Fluctuates,
sometimes
yes.
things are down. Well, yeah, when things were very, very up, I was always, trying to be ahead of all these things,
Mm-hmm.
trying to make sure that, oh yeah, I submitted the information I wanted to submit because I didn't want to have issues with them, knowing
Mm-hmm.
fully well that if I overpay, I knew
Mm-hmm.
they were going to send me the money back,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
And then I also knew that the long as whatever it is I'm getting, I'm setting their own money aside, I was not going to have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a, how do you say, a mindset of honesty. You can't come with a place of I want to eat the way they will send you the letter, and if you don't pay, now you and your you get. So you have to come from a place of, oh yeah, I'm coming from an honest side. And as
Yeah.
Phoebe said, you're seeing the things you're paying the money for.
Yes.
There is electricity, even though yeah, sometimes electricity is now becoming more expensive, but there's security to an extent, there are good rules to an extent, some things are working compared to,
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like a fair deal. Yeah. But one thing too that I was going to also point out was that if you have a 9 to 5 plus a business, you
Mm-hmm.
could also increase the amount of taxes you pay because they don't tax you separately from your business. They tax you and
Together.
your 9 to 5 as a
Together.
whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why sometimes it feels as if it's high because you did mention that it affects small businesses. I feel like it affects small businesses if the small business or the small business owner has a 9 to 5 and adds the small business income on top of the 9 to 5,
Yeah.
then you automatically reach the threshold. I think it's called I think it's about 10,000 or 12,000 euros that you would have to earn before you begin to
Or
pay taxes.
20,000. I had 20,000.
It
I think
depends
it's
on
less than
your
that.
income bracket. So we have, I think it's 5 stages,
Mm-hmm.
and when you earn, I've forgotten the figures, but when you earn beyond a certain amount, you are definitely paying almost 50%, 42%. So for you, it depends on how much you earn for you to get to the next percentage. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe if you are earning maybe 50,000 a year and now you're earning 70,000 together with your business, you might still fall under the very lowest income threshold. But if you
Mm,
down cross to 90,000, 100,000, then you go to the next class. You get it.
yeah.
I'm not talking about the tax classes per se, but I'm talking about how much percentage is taken from your income at what point in time. So
Yeah.
Okay.
depending on, or for example, if we are 2025, they say, oh, this is how much the person who is earning 42,000 should pay. Maybe they said, for example, if you're earning 50,000, you're supposed to be paying 25% of your income. And
Mm-hmm.
without your business, you're already earning 35,000. With your business now, because you are now earning 51,000, and from 51,000 to 70,000, you have to pay 25%. Then now you have ended the 25% people's class.
Exactly.
So
That happened to me. Yeah, that happened to me
yeah,
because at some point I was like, why are people charging me this much? You guys believe in me as like this? But someone now explained it to me. I was thinking maybe my task class was going to change. It didn't change. It still remained under task class 1.
yeah.
But the amount of money I was paying now increased. And then again, if you now register your business, I don't know how they do it. Like you automatically kind of register under something. It's called IHK, at least
I think
for
it's
those
Aha.
in
that.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, for those in Berlin. So it's like a trade union sort of thing,
Mhm.
and they also have their own taxes. So by the time you put all of this together, it's not just Finanzam that's taking the money.
Mm.
Some other things are now kind of taking the money from you. But the lesson I got out of everything was that if you use money to chase money, that's one.
Eventually,
You have to
yes.
give,
Exactly.
yeah, you have to give Caesar what
Nothing
belongs to
goes for
Caesar.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say because there's bureaucracy here, or because you take some part of the money, I would not keep trying to challenge myself and trying to improve on myself and trying to see how I
Yeah.
can make more money. So yeah.
That's an interesting insight. Now, with regards to financial struggles, access to funding, because I've heard a couple of times that the German government, like banks, help like facilitate small businesses. So I don't know, from your opinion or your experiences, have you tried at some point to attempt getting a loan from a bank, to fund your business, or someone who has?
Mm, I tried to get a loan, not for the business, but for something else. I tried to get a loan once, and it got rejected. That's
Hmm.
when I knew that,
What was the
oh, it's not
reason?
because I asked that they gave me, that they were going to give me. So
Okay. Was there a reason for the
yeah,
rejection?
I think they didn't categorically explain what the reason was, but my understanding was that it wasn't a traditional bank. I was going through an
Um,
online bank.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So there was, of course, less trust, you know.
Mm.
And then, most of these online banks, they're kind of free. So
Mhm.
with traditional bank, most times you pay money, especially with Deutsche Bank, they collect
Yeah,
money from you.
yeah.
So if you go to ask them for money, there's a good reason somehow, like some, how do you say, justification around it. And
Mhm.
then they also felt like, I think the reason they gave them was that I wasn't like credit worthy, in some
Okay.
sense. But again, I also feel like it was what I was in the account for. The account was not like a serious account. It was not my salary account. So it wasn't like
Okay.
there was a lot of money going
Money
in and
level.
out of it. It was mostly money leaving than money entering, to be
Mm.
honest. So
So it wasn't very clear.
exactly, putting all this together, it made sense why they would reject me for that.
That's true.
And so I just told myself, if I'm ready to like go for serious loan, I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to test actually.
To test
If I'm
out.
going to go for like, yeah, if I'm going to
Okay.
go for like a serious loan, I
Okay.
would of course go to a traditional bank. First of all,
Okay.
register with them and then try to
Mm-hmm.
find out how long it takes for them to build enough trust for them to give you a loan.
Mm.
Yeah. And one thing too that I heard from people was that if you have like a passport or a permanent residency,
Okay. You
you're
could be giving
trusted
for
more.
you. Oh yeah. Than a
Yeah.
regular immigrant. That's actually, yeah, that's true. That's true
Yeah, and
actually.
the interest rates as well are also comparatively more favorable for people that fall under
Mm. This
this
category.
bracket than,
Okay.
yeah. And
Interesting.
if you think about it, logically
Yes,
it makes sense.
logically,
Imagine a
yeah,
working student.
actually, it makes the most sense. It makes the most sense.
So
But yeah, what do you guys think would make businesses easier? Like, how do I phrase it now? Okay, I think that should come like, yeah. I mean, I can ask it now already. Like, what do you think? Maybe policy wise, or out of the top of your head, if you can think of anything that could make business easier for immigrants in Germany, what would it be?
I mean, number one would be that they should separate income made from business from income from nine
Okay.
to five,
Okay.
because the 9 to 5 money is already being taxed again.
Mm,
You know, so if I'm struggling in the business, but then I'm getting my 9 to 5, you charging me on top of it, it's screaming unfair. That's how they
mm,
say it.
mm.
So I would say if you separate these two entities and then treat the business entity as a business entity
Business
and look at it
entity.
like, yeah,
Okay.
I think it
Like
will
you're talking
result to
about, you're talking
lesser
about the
taxes.
government now, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
the government, I think it will result to lesser taxes and people will be
okay.
more confident,
Mm-hmm.
to even attempt. Because to be honest, starting a business without having a fallback plan, which is 9 to 5, is too risky. What
Very
if,
risky.
things don't go well?
Yeah,
Yeah, what if things
so
don't go well?
risky.
And people use their salaries to,
To fund
fund these
businesses.
businesses.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
salary has already been taxed. So it's whatever it is that you gave me from from the money
From the
I'm using
rest
to
of the money I'm
start
using
something
to
else.
fund
And
the
then
business, right?
so is giving double taxation. But I'm sure that whoever it is that came up with the policy probably have like a reason for that. So that's one thing that I would say on top of my head. I don't know if I think of something else, I'll probably chip in. But yeah.
Okay, Phoebe, can you chip in anything?
I think one thing that would help businesses from immigrants is from the government to make information accessible easier, because this thing I just said right now shows that people are not really clear on how the tax system in Germany works. So let me put it this way. Depending on how your business is built, is your business a GmbH? Is it something like limited corporation?
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mm,
it an uge unternehmer. It's
That
what kind of
happened. Yeah, what kind of business is it?
legal entity is your business? And most of us, we just have a gewerbe, meaning that you are the
Sole
business.
proprietorship,
So
yeah.
Until
your
recently,
income is automatically linked or calculated with your personal income as well. So what the business makes as plus is what that plus is taking to your personal income. If the
yeah.
business makes minuses, it's also deducted from your personal income. So
Mm-hmm.
for somebody like Ada and myself, when we make pluses in our businesses, it increases our personal income. But
Mm.
if somebody whose income in his business doesn't directly translate to his personal income,
Mm.
and that surplus stays in the business or in that entity, that person is winning. So
Mm.
if we have clarity on how business structures in Germany work, how registering business in Germany work, what are the pros and cons of having a GmbH or Einzelunternehmergesetz or whatever, what are the pros and cons and everything, I think it's going to make things in Germany much easier, because a lot of us, we are used to this Gewerbe principle, because this is what we know from Africa. This is
Yes.
what
Yeah.
we are used to, okay?
Yeah.
That you as the business person, as a proprietor, you are the owner, you are the, the head and foot of the business. The business
Mm-hmm.
is you.
Mm.
And except maybe we say, oh, the three of us are coming together to create a business. That's when we start thinking about, oh, shares, who has, but you can also be doing that on your own as well. And even those shares, if you have shares in a company and those shares also bring income at the end of the day, that is also added, also considered when it comes to your personal income as well,
Mm.
but in a different way. So I think once there's more information out there, or the barrier is broken, it's going to make things way easier for us,
Mm.
because a lot of us are also not doing business according to the book. Because if your accounting is on point, you would realize that, oh, okay, that's why I was taxed. Because some of these accounting softwares like Lexware, Safdesk, especially Lexware, I prefer Lexware because I use both for the two different side hustles that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Lexware explains things to you also in the legal manner, like this is why you're doing this. If you choose this option, this is what it means. If you choose that option, this is what it means. So with more information, you also make more informed decisions and better decisions for your lifestyle.
Yeah,
But because we
true.
don't have that, it can actually ruin you.
True that. You're very correct. However, there's just one thing I wanted to like add, or I wouldn't say counter, but let me say add, right? Because when you talk about them making information available to people out there, remember that in Germany, things don't exactly fall on your lap. You actually have to ask questions. Germans are not one to, feed you with information, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? You are the one who would actually go in search of this information. Maybe not necessarily to a tax advisor if you can't afford one. Not tax advisor now, like a consultant, maybe a business consultant if you can't afford one. Like I'd like to believe that if you've been in this country long enough, and you would have known some friends, who have had some sort of, you know, something to do with the business, whether be that an immigrant or even a German. It's possible that you know one or two persons that could give you information or help you, link you up to someone who could give you information. So I feel like as an immigrant who wants to start a business, your ability to ask questions and not
Yeah.
just wait for information to fall in your lap is very important. And also that also brings me to the importance of the language, because information that you will get is still in German language. So you should know the language to an extent to help you
Mhm.
dissect that information. And it's like where sounding like a broken record, but it is what it is, right? Living here and trying
Yeah.
to integrate business wise without the language is like, yeah, wasting your time, as a matter of fact. So that's going to bring me to the last part of this conversation, which is like, what advice you would give to someone who is considering starting a business, so an immigrant who's considering starting a business in Germany?
Mm, for me, I would say that if the sole reason for you to start a business is just money, I know that of course you want to make money, but if it's just money, you might have to really rethink it,
Mm,
because it will cost you money to
mm,
really be what's the word? To really be stable, so to speak,
mm,
especially with the German bureaucracy thing and all of that. But
mm,
if you're coming from a place of you really want to help, and you really want to
Give some sort of
give
value, give
services
value. Yeah.
exactly, you want to give value out, then I feel like it will propel you to keep
Yeah.
pushing.
Yes.
Because to be
Mhm.
honest, it's not very easy. Sometimes I've had times where I receive a letter and I'm like how, who did I offend?
Mm.
And then another thing too is that in as much as well, how do you say, in as much as you're trying to be by the books and do everything,
Mm.
it's also very important for you to have the courage to question certain things. one of the
Exactly.
reasons I got the courage to reach out to finance and I was like, why am I paying this money?
Mhm.
It now made me understand that in their because I already paid the bill before, but then they billed me the same amount again.
Mm.
And because I didn't want to make the payment again, I now called them. To be honest, I didn't even have the money. So I now had to call them so that we can come to a good middle ground. And then they now explained to me that actually, when I paid the last amount, it came in late. So they had already issued a new letter. And that letter
Yes.
was more or less like a reminder. So I could ignore that second bill. If I had kept quiet, because, oh, I'm too afraid to call them, or I don't know how to speak the German involved in calling them, I would have just been dashing people money.
Yeah.
I know that, yes, they'll give the money back, blah, blah, but I don't want the money to leave my account first before they start looking for how to put it back. Do you get?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. So the confidence to always reach out and ask questions. And if you can reach out to, I mean, it's easier to look for, people like yourself, Africans that understand this thing and
Mm-hmm.
explain to them. Nobody's coming to, how do you say, nobody's going to work against you per
Mm.
se,
Mm.
because sometimes I know evil eye, this and that, but in German bureaucracy, I don't think evil eye reached here. So, like, open up, ask questions,
Yeah.
ask questions, because people can actually help. The first time I received an outrageous, thing, I was like, "What's going on?" It was someone that helped me explain everything. Then that made me feel like, okay, I get it.
Makes
I get
sense.
why I'm paying this. It makes sense
Mm.
that I'm paying this.
Mm.
So if I didn't do that, I would have just been angry, thinking that, oh yeah, these people are thieves. These people did this. These people did that to me.
Exactly.
But because of things like this, so I would say first off, how do you say, just to kind of summarize, I would say go for the value you want to put out there. You should kind of top that, before you now talk about money. Money will be made, but the value would keep you going. Be
Mm-hmm.
confident, always reach out, don't be afraid. Nobody's going to beat you. You're the one
Mm-hmm.
that's actually giving them money.
That's true.
And yeah, always seek help. Always seek help.
Yeah.
It goes a long way. And you don't even know, it might even be your new client when you're even seeking the help. So yeah.
Right. Nice. Thank
Mm.
you. Phoebe.
So, off the top of my head, um, as Kelechi said, when I said that the government should make information more accessible, as Kelechi said, it's a give and take situation. You have to come out of your shell, and have the mindset to do things right. I think some of us we start business here and we think that it's not our country. I think this is actually a very fundamental situation when it comes to lots of African immigrants. It's not my father's country. I'm not here to stay. I'll do whatever somehow, anyhow, and go. But you also rob yourself of a very good experience or very good benefits that could come
Yeah.
to you if you don't do things the right way.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
this thing I just said has also happened to me before. I've paid taxes before, and then I moved to a different part of Stuttgart, and I was on a different finance amt, and the old finance amt was asking me to even bring my documents so that they will calculate this. I'm like, I've already paid the tax at the new place. Are you people sleeping? And the lady was like, you know what? It's still in our system. You're still in our system, and the system automatically regenerates things because when you put it on Elster, the new finance amt took the information that you gave them, but it didn't come to us.
Mm.
So now our system is waiting for you still. And I said, cancel my name. I don't deal with tonight again. And yes, and then she asked me to please do it in a written form. Of course, bureaucracy matter, but at
Also
least
did
both
the
of us
same.
can have the security and the confirmation that I put it pen on paper. They know I dropped it in their box and things. So as I just said, be confident, go out, ask the questions, question everything, and that's how Germans also win. Germans, they question things. They are so
Mm.
skeptical. Sometimes I'm like, I don't tell ya. They will ask 25 questions for something that
Mm.
you
Yeah.
probably will not think about.
Mm.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
Like, question everything you see. Be
Mm.
curious. And another thing too is look for opportunities for your kind of business that you do. I never really went out there to say, oh, what is on LinkedIn? What are they offering me the black creators in Germany from the government side as well? The government is doing something, but because we don't go out to search for it, we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Look for what you're
Yeah,
doing and
yeah.
see if there's any kind of, even if it's just 1,000 euros, 500 euros, 200 euros, let it give you platform. Take networking seriously and believe in yourself as a whole human being. I beg
Mm.
you. You are not a second class citizen of anybody. No.
Oh. You're paying your
You are
taxes here.
you are your mother's child. I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
I
trying
get
to
the
say. You are
point. I get the
fully
point.
valuable. I
Somebody
don't know
will
how
be
else
a
to put it,
Yeah.
person
but
was
Occupy
definitely.
space.
yes,
Occupy
yes,
space.
Yeah,
yes.
that's it. So, guys, thank you so much for your participation today. I mean, it was awesome, and I truly believe that anybody watching this video right now got so much value from this video, okay? And you guys who are watching, thank you so much for watching. If you watched up to this point, you're an OG, thank you. And if you have any questions, do well to leave it in the comments and we're going to help you. We're going to answer your questions. And if we don't have it at the time you asked, we will make the research and help you with this information, okay? Because then we would also be getting information and knowledge for ourselves as well, all right? So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Ada and Phoebe, I really appreciate your time as usual. And
Welcome.
for those of you who are also watching, please head over to their channels as well because I'm going to be featuring on theirs and just see what we've been up to on their own channels. And do well to leave your comments and tell me if you are from my channel, okay? And vice versa. If you're people, Phoebe's Shatty Lines, and
Yes.
Ada's people are watching, do also leave a comment on this video so that we know you're from there as well. And I'll see you guys on their videos. Do well to also subscribe to our channels, okay? If you haven't subscribed and like this video, share this video with your friends, okay? I'll see you guys in another video. Be good.
Thank you.
Bye.